So this was a poll. This is coming out of the Federalist. One question in a poll of college students crystallizes the debate over free speech. So they're taking this poll, and almost 90% of students say protection of free speech is extremely or very important to American democracy. You know, this is looking good. 2/3 also believe hate speech shouldn't be protected by the First Amendment, which I'm pretty sure it is not.
So it's all definitional. They go,
right.
That's what love to say to me. They go, we have our speech, you're going to be banned.
Right.
And I go, that's not free speech. And look, if we're successful in taking the country back, I'll stop running that liner. But we still haven't gotten the country back. Got a beachhead in D.C. It's not perfect. But Trump's latest firings and what he's doing shows he's for real. And we were right down to the end of the country. But the globalists aren't stopping. And I warned everybody when they sued us last week that they were coming after everybody in investigative journalism. And now Seth Rich, shot repeatedly in the back, his mother wanting an investigation, putting out a $25,000 reward. You know, all of this, all the stuff that went on with Seth Rich and Debbie Wasserman Schultz threatening police on TV, you better give me the laptops back, and the Awan brothers and all the foreign infiltration, and Assange saying it wasn't over the internet, we were given it by an insider. And they keep calling it a Russian hack, and then the NSA experts look at it and say it was downloaded inside the DNC at the rate it was downloaded. They can see that, and then we're not supposed to question that, or we get sued? Right. Do listeners understand? And then to see all the rest of the media, New York, MAG, you name it, gleefully saying, oh, look, we put tinfoil on Congressman Allen Westhead and tinfoil on Alex Jones and tinfoil on Jim Hoff. They're crazy. No, they know we've broken a lot of massive stories, so they misrepresent what we say, and then they call for us to be banned. I mean, aren't people outraged by this? Ann McAdoo, you got a ton of news that ties into this.
No, they're not outraged. And honestly, you know, that's one of the things that's really bothering me the most about people calling and asking for a statement or whatever. And it's just like they're salivating, oh, I'm a reporter here, and you said, do you stand by what you say? It's like...
They flip it. You're being persecuted by every historical yardstick. You literally did nothing in the interview with Lee Stranahan. And people, in fact, you put it on screen, the name of the interview. People could see the evil. What was the headline? It was bombshell?
Bombshell connection between Soros, Charlottesville or something.
Chaos, yeah. So we've got the video on there. We can put it on screen. It's on YouTube. There it is. Bombshell connection between Charlottesville, Soros, and CIA.
And they don't talk at all about what we were actually reporting on, which was just the similarities in some of the protests.
No, they say, Leanne says nobody died and crisis actors were in Parkland and there's Martian moon bases.
I literally did not say a thing. I didn't say the person's name. I didn't, it's just... It was kind of brought up like oh, and by the way,
it's defamatory
this
against
is curious, and this is a coincidence. I mean, why isn't anyone talking about this? That's literally all it is, but you are not allowed to ask about curious coincidences.
And that's what my lawyers said. They said, because there's been other stuff before, they said, well, there might be an issue here, but not. They're like, this is crazy. This is the biggest attack ever. They're arguing for the overturn of the First Amendment. They reverse everything the Supreme Court said. He said these professors are like banging their head into a wall.
Right, and the journalists are like, are you going to say, you know, you're protected by the First Amendment? It's just like, wow.
Well, it's like their job to try to create this atmosphere to get rid of the First Amendment. I mean, they're now admitting they want to get rid of the Second.
Right, and they're...
Remember, all those years it was fake news. Nobody wants your guns. Nobody wants to repeal it. Now, Bill Maher, the New York Times, NBC, they're all saying repeal it, repeal it, repeal it, repeal it.
Exactly.
But Bernie Sanders goes and gives a speech and has 5 armed guards. It's okay because he's a communist.
And then you have the kids being taught in school that they have to make a choice when it comes to free speech, whether they're going to
get back into that. Tell folks that's amazing.
Whether they'll choose. So this was a poll. This is coming out of the Federalist. One question in a poll of college students crystallizes the debate over free speech. So they're taking this poll, and almost 90% of students say protection of free speech is extremely or very important to American democracy. You know, this is looking good. 2/3 also believe hate speech shouldn't be protected by the First Amendment, which I'm pretty sure it is not.
So it's all definitional. They go, that's what love to say to me. They go, we have our speech, you're going to be banned.
Right.
And I go, that's not free speech.
Well, so they understand the value of free speech, but it's being now put across in a way that the students think they're going to have to choose, like Twitter, Facebook. Well, you got to choose. Do we protect free speech, or do we have an inclusive society? As if the First Amendment does not already protect having an inclusive.
And then the leftists say they can kill us. The leftists say they want to shut us up. They can bully us all day, though. But if we just criticize them, we're taking off.
Right.
This is authoritarianism. It's here. So they've taken, what do we do, McAdoo? Because they've taken these bubbles of anti-free speech worldwide, these government globalist-run universities. They've built up armies of anti-free speech people. Now they're deploying them to take over all the big tech giants, all the telecoms, Google, Facebook, Twitter, to censor us. What do we do?
Well, people need to understand what is happening here and understand that it's not just Infowars that is under attack. Yes, if they want to set this precedent where we're not even allowed to question the official narrative, or if our eyes are literally seeing something, but they're telling us, gaslighting us, saying that that's not what's going on.
Or we have 5 witnesses saying multiple shooters. We don't even know if that's true. That's what the students are saying. And they ban those videos of real students?
Right. And it's not just going to be Infowars under attack. There's an article.
Oh, the day after they sued us, they sued Fox.
Right.
And they put us together.
Right.
They said Fox is involved in fake news. We're suing them. And then all Fox did was say we're investigating Seth Rich's murder.
And again, it's controlling the words people are allowed to say, how they use them, and now getting down to policing people's thoughts, because people are being trained, thanks to social media, to not even wrong think. Otherwise, their accounts are going to get taken down. They're not going to have their YouTube ads. You can't even question anything. And so there was an article, a lot of people noticed they weren't able to share this article, Why Democrats Would Lose the Second Civil War Too. And so this is an article, it was written by Kurt Schlichter out of the town hall. And so it's basically just giving this kind of theoretical story of, you know, if we were to actually have a second civil war, which people, you know, are talking could possibly happen, the Democrats would lose. Well, it's being spun. Here, this is a Mediaite. 7 most insane quotes about killing liberals in Kurt Schlichter's second Civil War fantasy article. So now he's actually calling for killing liberals, right? So Twitter won't even let you share this article. And so you're not allowed to see this because, oh, that's, you know, meanwhile.
Well, what they don't like is it was the Democrats that lost the first time, too.
Exactly.
It's like, because it points out, hey, you're the KKK. Hey, it's incredible.
Right. No, you can't.
They won't let me share articles about Margaret Sanger with Klan rallies being Heil Hitler, and then Time Magazine giving her Woman of the Year like 5 years ago.
Well, that's because
they don't want history known.
They've totally convinced the youth and others that Trump is literally Hitler, but they don't want you to understand history that Hitler literally took the guns, and that's why they had all those problems.
And Hitler literally thanked Margaret Sanger for giving him his plan.
Right.
Who was funded by the Rockefellers.
So Trump is literally Hitler, so let's let him take our guns away so that only the police...
They're now blocking on Twitter and Facebook, trying to share videos, it's in the news, saying that George Soros was a Nazi collaborator who had the best time of his life and is not sorry for all the Jews he helped round up and kill.
Right.
That's now anti-Semitic to expose a guy that rounded up Jews.
Right, and so that's my point. So on the one hand, you're not allowed to share this article, Why Democrats Would Lose the Second Civil War Too. But if New York Times wants to glamorize Antifa, what to wear to smash the state, anti-fascist activists believe in dressing for the job they want. Right now, many think that job is punching Nazis. And
that means anybody having free speech, they call you a Nazi. And notice they're not smashing the state. Antifa wants a bigger state.
Exactly. And then they've got behind Berkeley's Semester of Hate, again, trying to normalize this violent political activism. We've got Yahoo News hailing the new generation of anti-gentrification activists who use violence to frighten off invaders, AKA white people.
Oh, yeah, Huffington Post and others, and the Statesman have articles going, look at Jones trying to help the Blue Cat Cafe. Big deal, the windows got smashed and super glue put in there and the cat starved and they're attacking people. They're white women that moved into a parking lot and then took care of cats. And then it's other weird white people leading the anti-gentrification. I mean, this is next level.
Right.
We're like, the Huffington Post is like all over the country. They're standing up to those white scumbags and punching them in the face.
Right, and that's the dangerous thing that's happening right now is they are policing words, they're policing thoughts, and they're telling you one thing about one side, and they're
setting the precedent. Put those women back up. No criminal record, nice liberal women taking care of cats. If they can let people attack women with cats, they know they can do anything. And the left is like, sick them. How dare you be nice to the cats?
Exactly. And this is like, again, eating their own.
And by the way, Leanne, we're not joking. For new listeners, this is really happening.
Right, right. And that's exactly, it's like, it's not just going to be someone moving, it's going to be the cat lady that moves into the neighborhood and just wants to help out cats.
They're telling us.
She's going to be taken down too.
Exactly. They're telling us be docile, be passive, do whatever we say, while they radicalize all these folks for a takeover.
Right.
No, the answer is get aggressive, stand your ground, and say no. And if your city council backs stuff like this, sue them.
Right.
I mean, let me tell you, Berkeley, Austin, all these people are evil. They know what they're doing. They're evil.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
You're a white man! You're a white man!
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Infowars comes to mind.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
There's a lot of controversy around this network about Alex Jones.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign by changing its algorithm to bury stories like the Clinton body count story. That's according to website Infowars.
It sounds like it's confirmed there are at least 2 shooters with fully automatic weapons.
Dr. Martin Luther King has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
JFK was shot from the back and the front.
It was almost as if it were a planned implosion. It just pancaked.
They took the babies out of incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor.
I think this is a national security imperative. We have clear things that we do not understand how they work, operating in areas that we can't control.
UFOs.
Is this global governance at last? Is it one world? The central bankers in charge?
Israel claims the attack was accidental, but some former U.S. naval officers say it was on purpose. They describe the day's action as part of a continuing cover-up.
Russian intelligence compiled a dossier on Mr. Trump during visits to Moscow.
Russian scum!
Denied everything. He called it all fake news.
And he accused CNN of being fake news.
This is a national emergency.
If they kill Trump or remove Trump, it will cause a massive civil war in this country.
This is a FEMA high-level alert.
We are at war with Russia.
Are you aware that Mr. Stone also stated publicly that he was in direct communication with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks?
The White House and the President are citing Infowars.
If they can shut us down, you're next.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's Alex Jones.
I'm so excited. The new product at InfoWarsLife.com in a glass bottle, 2-month servings, filled to the brim, filled to the absolute top, the real red pill. This is a heart and brain pill, a nootropic that doesn't have any stimulants in it. But boy, does it stimulate, because it's beyond that. Quite frankly, I just went off what I saw medical doctors prescribing to their patients, but it wasn't prescription, but they were charging people $100, $200 for the formulae. And I came up with our own formula, working with some scientists and developers, non-GMO, made right here in America, 120 capsules. And ladies and gentlemen, you add the pregnenolone to it, which is the precursor to all the hormones that your body has to have to even make the hormones in your glands. It is amazing. Red pill, now available at InfoWarsStore.com, and your purchase funds the operation.